des sciences horticoles de l'Université de Bonn. Alors, Georg est un nutritionniste de formation. Il a obtenu son PhD en nutrition à l'époque pour travailler sur un problème physiologique particulier des mandarines. Il a fait par la suite un postdoc en Amérique du Nord, dans un laboratoire très bien reconnu à l'époque du docteur Georg Noga, qui travaillait sur les cerises et sur les pommes à l'époque, à l'Université Michigan State à Wisconsin. Il a été donc engagé comme chercheur dans les années 90-94, où il coordonnait un grand groupe de recherche sur la physiologie post-récolte en Allemagne. Alors, il a été directeur du Fruit Research Institute à l'université Hohenheim à Stuttgart, une grande université encore de recherche en horticulture. Et il coordonnait également une station de recherche fruitière sur le lac de Constance, un endroit qui n'est pas dénué d'intérêt. Il a été chairman d'une association, en fait le Department of Crop and Science Resource Conservation en Allemagne, et il est responsable depuis 2010 d'un groupe qui s'appelle le KoGa, qui est le Centre de compétences en horticulture, et Georg va nous présenter quelle est la structure de cet organisme. Il a été évidemment le président pendant plusieurs années de la Société horticole allemande, et nous avons eu la chance de travailler ensemble sur le bureau de direction de la Société internationale des sciences horticoles, où il était le grand trésorier. Alors c'est une personne qui a une bonne compétence en horticulture, mais également dans les chiffres. Il va nous en parler un petit peu dans le cadre de sa présentation ici. So, Georg, the stage is yours, and looking forward to listen to your talk.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for inviting me here to this very special event. And when I was asked by Yves Desjardins to give a presentation here, since he is a very good friend of mine, I of course agreed to give you an overview on the Center of Competence for Horticulture, and I will also tell you a little bit about the development of this success story. So hopefully at the end you will agree that this was a success, especially a success for horticulture. So I'm affiliated with Bonn University. It's a beautiful region. You all are invited to visit, like Yves did last year. And you see the Seven Hills, you see Spass, and there are three general characteristics which make the region so special. And this is the region for well-being, for health, wellness, and culture. Of course, Germany also stands for crazy sports, like the Nürburgring cycle, very close by, 50 kilometers away from Bonn, and also Michael Schumacher was born there. There is a second specialty about our region, and this is that it is a fantastic location for scientists at the universities, at the research centers, and we have, for example, Jülich Research Center with one of the worldwide most impressive and one of the best supercomputers. So it's an excellent environment for science, and I learned from Ian Ferguson the other night that he also spent his postdoc in our region at Jülich Research Center, and this was quite a while ago. So, but there is a third unique feature, and this is horticulture and the diversity of horticulture in the Rhineland Valley. So we grow all crops, fruit, vegetables, ornamentals, medicinal plants, and horticultural industry is a growing market. Yeah, but if you compare Canada with Germany, and I've been asked, where exactly is Bonn located? And I would have to put my glasses on. I can realize and identify Canada, but you have to look very close to identify Germany. And if you look at the land surface area comparison, so Canada, the land surface area is something like 27 times the size of Germany. If you look at the area of agricultural land, this is only 4 times difference. If you look at horticultural area, we are getting closer. And if you are looking at the population, so we exceed Canada by far. And if you look at population per square kilometer, 3.5 versus 226.9 in Germany. And this is very important. And but in our small country, we have a few challenges, and it's a federal republic. We have our provinces, our federal states, and Bonn is located here in the western part of Germany, close to Cologne. Aachen would be like here. And there was a reason and a great advantage to establish our center here in this location, and you will see why. First, some information on horticulture in Germany. We have about 60,000 enterprises with horticultural production. So in the production area are 34,500 enterprises involved. The area under horticultural cultivation is 210,000 hectares. We generate a volume of sales of 26 billion euros, and from production derive 7.5 billion euros, and from services 6.5, and import 12 billion euros. And we have 400,000 employees, and we also have high-tech greenhouses, but the cost for installing one workplace is about 200,000 euros. So it's also technology driven, and I will give a few examples on that later. If you look at the federal states of Germany, you would be surprised why KoGa was established here, because we are only number 3 here in North Rhine-Westphalia. The biggest production in horticulture is here in Baden-Württemberg, so in the southwest, followed by Lower Saxonia. So Hanover would be the capital of Lower Saxonia here. Of Baden-Württemberg, it's Stuttgart here, and here is our region, Bonn, the Rhineland Valley. But there are some very impressive reasons, because we are neighbors of the Netherlands, of the North Limburg and Mitten Limburg province, and here you see the German part. So there are 1,150 enterprises on the Dutch side here in this province, and 2,000 enterprises associated with horticultural production and marketing here on the German side. But more impressive, if you look at the percentage of production value of the national horticultural industry, 20% in this province and area here on the Dutch side, and more than 25% here on the German side in our region. And the value of the regional production is 2.3 billion on the Dutch side and 2.6 billion euros here on our side in the Rhine Valley. What makes our area so significant is that these are the most important consumer science in Europe, an attractive market also for imports from Canada, for imports from New Zealand. So in a radius of about 100 kilometers in our region, we have more than 35 million consumers. So very dense. We also have some prestigious science organizations. We have fantastic companies with huge potential. We have research institutes, and you see an accumulation here in Berlin. The money attracts, or the government spends a lot of money also in this region here. But you also see a conglomerate here in our region, Düsseldorf, Cologne, Bonn. But you will be very disappointed to hear, and this was a major challenge for us, horticulture lost its role in this knowledge-based plant bioeconomy, and the horticultural institutes were eroded, the financial resources were decreasing. So in my institute there were 4 full professors, and now there's only me left. There were several research centers, some were eliminated, some survived, but they were not competitive anymore. There was an increased need for support through research and development, especially for horticulture, with high technology. And there was an increasing pressure in the university systems. Everybody was talking about excellence in science, generating high impact publications, and what unfortunately we were also observing was that basic sciences was floating away from practice needs. So the catastrophe, and this was in 1995, 1998. So how do you turn around the wheel? Especially if you are director of a small institute, comparably small institute, and if you have responsibility for such a significant sector. But horticulture was not sexy anymore, like in Canada and other Western countries. So I came up with a concept, and I thought, does it make sense to start screening? You should come up with some innovative ideas. And the potential for collaboration, like Ian Ferguson just mentioned, you need to collaborate, you need to identify a strong partner. The potential was huge. In our area, more than 50,000 employees in teaching, research and development. But how can you talk to directors of very important institutes, if you are not at equal height? So we started to come up with the concept of establishing a center of competence for horticulture in the Bonn region. We was the University of Bonn with my institute and some associated partners, agricultural engineering, phytopathology institute and so on. And we decided to link up, to bring together basic sciences, applied sciences and extension services in one unit, so to form a network. And with this center of competence, with initially only 2 partners, cross-border, University of Bonn and Rhineland-Palatinate, the southern state here, federal state. So with these 2 partners, we fulfilled the basic concept, because we were responsible for basic sciences and our partners here for extension services and applied research. We identified more partners the Chamber of Commerce of Agriculture, they also have a horticulture unit in North Rhine-Westphalia, the state where Bonn is located. And we identified as potential partner Jülich Research Center, a fantastic unit, 2,500 scientists, and they are developing the latest technology, and they don't have any idea sometimes if the technology they invent or develop, if this would be of use for agriculture or horticulture. So with this, and this became a success story, first with the two partners here, University of Bonn and Rheinland-Palatinate, forming KoGa. Then Jülich knocked at our door. They were impressed by our concept and said, gee, this exactly is what we are looking for. We have inventions, new developments, and we don't have any idea if this would be of beneficial use to agriculture or to horticulture. And you have a unit from basic scientist to via extension services to the private sector, to the horticultural industry, and this would be ideal to us. So they became the third partner, and recently also the Chamber of Commerce of North Rhine-Westphalia also became a partner, and this is how KoGa looks now. But you are interested what the goals are of KoGa, and we had many meetings, and we defined the primary goals, and this would be to assure optimal quality of horticultural products and maximum efficiency of production processes, and also keep an eye or maintain sustainability in horticulture. And then secondly, to support and promote performance and competitiveness in research, extension services, and horticultural practice. We have quite a spectrum of activities now. Research on today's and tomorrow's challenges in the horticultural field. We need new strategies for solving problems on the basis of research, so everything is research driven, also addressing urgent problems and challenges on short notice. If you ask the growers what problems are you facing, and they will give you a whole list, a long list, and when you ask them, oh, when should the list be done or worked off, they will say to you, oh, the best would be tomorrow or the latest the day thereafter. But this is very difficult if you are working in a university and concentrating in basic sciences, and this was our primary goal. So getting together with partners made it possible to address a broad spectrum of activities and challenges. So transfers of results was also or is a very important activity here in KoGa. So the basic research will contribute to new developments, we will solve problems, and we will transfer in very short time our knowledge by extension services into horticultural practice. And much goes in parallel because we have meetings with the growers and sessions and so on. Then development of visions and future technologies for horticulture, evaluation of suitability for use in practice via research-based projects, and then also implementation of new technology into horticultural practice. Networking is an urgent matter, and it's of top priority along the research focus of KoGa. I will talk about this in 2 minutes. And the discussion and coordination of topics with relevance both for fundamental research and horticultural practice, and also supporting information and knowledge transfer along the whole line, and being primary contact for growers, extension services, scientists, politicians, publics. So KoGa is a partner for all, and a very good address now. And we also care a lot about education, about training, qualification of all levels, the vocational level, then the applied research level, and university level, and for generating also young academics or people who could work on the questions and problems in horticulture. Something like that you have seen before. Yves Desjardins showed you a nice PowerPoint sheet, and where the innovation comes from, and this is in the German science system. So, and if you look at the time axis here, sometimes if we are talking about Max Planck institutes, very, very prestigious scientific units, it sometimes takes 20 years until a role is found for some inventions or innovations. If you look at Helmholtz, Jülich Research Center belongs to the Helmholtz Association. It takes something like 15 years to come up with innovations sometimes. Then we have Fraunhofer, and in collaboration the industry. There you can expect on average innovation within 5 years time span, and at the industry level here sometimes over 1, 2, 3 years. But if you look at this graph, universities are in all associations partner and contributing and collaborating. But how do you ensure that you become part of the network of all and make efficient use also for horticulture? So I will guide you through some slides and will show you what progress we have made in this job. We have knowledge transfer through KoGa, Science to Business Center. We have meetings with the growers. The KoGa Field Day takes place every summer in August every year. We increased the number of participants. 2 years ago, or in 2013, there was something like 200, 250. Now we were far above 300, so something like 330, 340 participants. Just 2 weeks ago, we had the KoGa Home Fruit Symposium, and we had more than 200 participants. And we have many symposia and meetings like that. You cannot save the world with a small unit, but you can contribute if you elaborate strategies and define the main research topics. Where are we competent, the KoGa partners, and where can we collaborate and accomplish goals? So we agreed on the 3 main research topics: adaptation strategies in a changing climate. This is an urgent matter everywhere, meanwhile. Mechanization of processes. So labor is very, very expensive in Germany. It's not only expensive, but access to labor is becoming a real problem these days. And the third research topic is optimization of resource efficiency and resource conservation. So before we implemented KoGa, we were also contributing to innovations and here to pressure that was brought about by the changing climate, chilling, frost injury, hail damage, sunburn. There were some inventions. These were patented. These are available also on the market. Meanwhile, like vitamin E, it's absorbing in the UV range, and it's a radical scavenger, a very effective antioxidant, and so we benefited from that and exploited the basic action, and also then developed a product based on it and patented it. Georg Noga came to visit. He didn't want to believe his eyes, because this was tocopherol treatment to combat freezing, frost injury, and this is without the product, the treatment, or the control. And here you see, he just was overwhelmed, and you see there was quite a bit of fruit in the tree. But also in collaboration with New Zealand, here for example, hail protection nets. This is not new, but the combination with reflective covers, and this invention goes back to 1995. So meanwhile, we were able to contribute also to production systems, sweet cherry production in a greenhouse. We elaborated the whole concept. It sounds very simple, but it was a real challenge. Pollination, climate control, everything, and took us 3 years. We learned a lot, and also, for example, the plastic films we used, they did not allow UVB light to permeate, but these really depend on some UV, so that they can do the pollination activity. And in the first year we installed bees, but they didn't do the jobs with the bees, and we had a low crop. But when Jülich became a partner, they approached me and said, "Oh gee, we have something. We have films and glasses that would allow UVB to penetrate. I'm a physiologist. I know that a certain amount of UVB light is essential for synthesis of secondary plant constituents." So together with our partners in the KoGa, we developed small greenhouse units where we were able to exchange at low cost the covering materials here and test the new materials, the UVB permeable materials, and this is one of the effects you will notice. So Lomboroso salad grown under the conventional glass cover that you still find in Germany, but now with the UVB permeable covers, and you see the difference. But there's more behind it, not only the color, but Yves Desjardins would know that secondary plant constituents are also responsible for stress tolerance, and there are many other beneficial effects. And also for the nutrition of human beings, and you see also the difference in anthocyanin content without UVB and with UVB. So we received, and this was 2 years after KoGa has been officially established, and with Jülich as partner, and we got the Innovation Prize of North Rhine-Westphalia for this invention. Meanwhile, it's being implemented, or it's implemented in the greenhouse industry. So KoGa started to flourish and became also a partner in a big cluster of research. It was integrated also at the faculty and university level, and this is the guideline of our faculty of agriculture at one university from molecules to function, considering all the different aspects. I will give you a few examples on these networks, CropSenseNet and also bioscience, and will show you where the innovation will come from in the future. This are latest development of Jülich Research Center. They are fantastic in these sensor technology. This is no wow. This is a root, a fine root, and it's in the soil and it's moving, and you see different colors, and this gives you the red, the highest activity in metabolic activity here. And here in this corn, you see the centers of transpiration here, and sensors also for stress detection. So fantastic technology, and getting access this through a partner gives tremendous potential for facing for solving urgent problems. And we have new developments in plant sciences, molecular technology, genomics, transcriptomics, you know, all the advances in the last years. Also in the sensor area, we have new inventions, and sensors are being used in medicine, remote sensing, industrial production, for safety technologies, robotics and automation. But there's a challenge. If you look at agriculture or horticulture, the phenotype. You are facing numbers of replications of different genotypes. Sometimes in breeding you have 1,000 lines, and how do you identify the best line you would like to use for further crossings? And so this will be done by high throughput, or can only be done and managed by high throughput phenotyping. And our motivation in one network, the CropSenseNet, we got together, we wrote a proposal, we applied for a huge grant, and we received 50 million euros. So, and this was a good start, and coming from almost nothing from the bottom, with a small unit facing serious decline and elimination, we became a valuable partner, and they count also on our expertise and plant breeding, precision agriculture. This is where sensor technology in the future will contribute a lot. And in this CropSense network, with also KoGa as one of the collaborators, we were characterizing soils and sites where we had our field and lab and greenhouse experiments. We were involved, also my group here in KoGa, with sensors and sensor development, especially fluorescence-based sensors. You need data research groups for the huge amount of data deriving from image analysis and also modeling. And we selected model plants. Yeah, but you will see, oh, this has nothing to do with horticulture. It didn't have to do because the consortium was looking for the big crops, barley and sugar beet, but the inventions easily also could apply from one day to the next to horticultural crops, and we did for apple and tomato. With this huge grant, we were able, and this is my research station, but it benefited in value a lot, because together with the partners we established new greenhouses, we acquired additional land. We have 180 hectares now for our experiments, and we got access and contributed to the development of innovative sensor technologies, on-ground based, airborne based, and this also belongs to us now. can see it, and sensors are mounted here, attached, and also moving platforms here in the field, and also satellite-based. But we were growing, developing, flourishing, and now also we're able to contribute to global challenges. And these are the major challenges here. And plants are the key to feed the world in the future. We have a global, we have an increasing population here. We are now here, 7 billion, and in 20 years, 30 years, we will be close to 9 billion. We have depletion of resources, not only fossil resources, but the same curve, and we are about here at the peak. You also could take for phosphorus, yeah? Availability of phosphorus. It's a resource that will decline, and because there's not more available. We have limitations in land and yield. And if you do calculations how to feed in the future 9 billion world population, so more than 77% of what is being needed in food will have to come from increasing yield. So this is our job in agriculture and horticulture, and some from more efficient cropping efficiency. But there's also demand for and potential for diversification, and the term is bioeconomy, sustainable bioeconomy. So with the exploitation of energy, we accelerated, contributed to climate change, and now it's also affecting here our food and feed supply, but with our knowledge in agricultural sciences and horticultural sciences, we also have the opportunity to contribute to sustainable bioeconomy. And this is a major program now and a strong focus not only of Germany but of the European Union. And if you look at the bioeconomy in Europe today, there is a 1 trillion euro turnover. Just in Germany, 600 billion euro. It includes the food sector. 21.5 million employees in Germany, 2.7 million. It's the biggest producing commercial sector, and it integrates low-tech and high-tech employment. So in agriculture, 56%, food 20%, biofuels 1%, chemicals and plastics 1%, and so on. So a huge market, a huge opportunity, and a huge challenge also for novel products, novel pathways, based on renewable chemicals. And we are working very hard now in coordinated programs on also using the waste material, like the tomato crop. We harvest the fruit, but we also would like to add value to the leaves and not just use it as a manure or a crop cover, but to derive new products from this material. And if you look here at the potential of this high-value product market, due to Ernst & Young, it's something like $77 billion. And you see the molecule here. It's a building block molecule, the biophene, and this is the basis for novel products like artemisinin. It's an anti-malaria product, but it's also the basis for this whole line for cosmetic industry, and you see the value you can generate here, lubricants for automobiles, polymers, kerosene, everything. Yeah. So huge potential, and the European Union is very anxious to launch and to release new programs. The aim is based on sustainability, efficient production from raw material to products and innovative and competitive products. And there are certain requirements. So from sustainable production and resource stewardship here to efficient and integrated processing, microbial molecular transformation, and is also a requirement of economy and social economy. And you need research, you need interdisciplinary research, here bio and agri sciences, you need engineering, and you need economy and social sciences. You have to bring everything together. And then also novel cooperation, novel technology, and exploit novel markets. And these are the research areas, and this is a requirement also in these programs, that there is interdisciplinary collaboration between sustainable plant bioproduction, economic and social and societal implications, then also making use of microbial molecular transformation and chemical engineering and processes. And in our region, the Rhineland region, we established the Bioscience Center, BioSC, with 54 core groups, and KoGa is also at my institute a core group, with more than 1,200 employees, and we form joint technology platforms, and we received 40 million euros third-party funding. So this is how to get access to the money, to form strong partnerships, and look for programs, and you have to qualify for it. Now I will fasten up a little bit. Just last week we got the approval of this project. It's based on the bioeconomy program, so it's almost 1 million euros for interdisciplinary work. I'm not a specialist for everything, so I'm not a molecular biology, but the task is bifunctional fusion proteins for plant production. What does this have to do with horticulture? So we did some work in the early 90s in my group on rate fastness of pesticides, and here you see global mancozeb, so it's a contact fungicide, and if something like 5 millimeters of rain will occur, not more than 90% are lost. Yeah? You contaminate the ground, the atmosphere, the environment, and you lose the protection potential. And now, based on novel technologies brought about by molecular biology, by groups from Aachen University, who are also partners in this Bioscience Center, we will develop here, based on not only on a concept, we have proven the principle, proof of the principle here, an antifungal part, protein, and the part that will attach to the plant surface very effectively. Okay, these are the challenges for future bioeconomy, and it's a global matter. So I'm sure Canada is also very much interested, and probably will associate with the European Union. The needs are optimizing the science base, integrating with economy, but also look for acceptance at the consumer side or in the society. Yeah? So you need different stakeholders, you need different disciplines, and everybody has to be competent in his area of field, and also horticulture is a very essential element in this task. So you need special skills, networking, you need also soft skills, team skills, You have to integrate education networks, graduate education, postdocs and so on. Summer schools we are organizing, and you need clusters for addressing the goals. And okay, let me go through this faster. And we also get in touch with children, and this is our future. So the skills start at school, and we need technical training on novel technologies. So this should be done also interdisciplinary, molecular gardening, biomass, web economics. We need academic training and also cross borders. And we are also taking responsibility and a role in international bioeconomy and training. And what I wanted to show here, we also are making available our knowledge, our developments to the poorest of the poor, and formed networks that are linked to our KoGa Center here, for example, in Africa. And we identified capable young students. This young guy, he approached me when I visited Nigeria 10 years ago, and he said, "Oh gee, sir, I would like to work in your laboratory," and he just finished his PhD. He came to Bonn, he came to my institute, he got training and received training, and he performed very well, and he was awarded the networking prize for this model that both of us developed, the KoGa and African Research Network linkage. We established, based on that, the Humboldt Foundation, based on our model. They established the African-German Network of Excellence in Sciences. So this was our conference in Nairobi last year, and this is a project that Professor Adebuye, the young Nigerian scientist, applied for together with us, and he was able in this project to increase the attention of underutilized indigenous vegetables, and in this project phase he improved livelihood. You can see it, how much money they now are generating, the farmers in this region, through the project. And then let me summarize the aim of our integrative KoGa concept, and this is stimulation of economical and technology development based on intelligent resource management through continuous improvement of product safety and quality, and through strengthening cultural, social and health relevant factors. And this is all to contribute to maintaining and creating high value jobs and improving quality of life. And horticulture is essential, and hopefully our collaboration is only one fingertip away, and hopefully Canada will also join us in this bioeconomy effort, and to bring high value to horticulture, and so that not only the farmers will benefit, but the whole population. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Georg. It's very nice to see the integration and starting what you came from basically nothing and being able to put up this group that now can be an active player with different research groups and research aims in the coming years, I guess. Présentement, we are a little bit short on time. Thank you very much. I took too much time when I was talking, so thank you. You were right on time, Gail.